All right, so the coin we are covering today is the basic attention token or the BAT token, which currently is trading at $1.09, just up about 1.5% today, with a fully diluted market cap of only $1.6 billion. And BAT has been one of my favorite low kind of ish cap gems for a while, and still very much is. Not none of this is financial advice, not a financial advisor. Do your own research about Brave. But yeah, it's been one of my favorite, not really because of the huge pump potential it has, like the galas or the ACHs, which Bat does every once in a while have these little mini explosions, every once in a while around news or what have you. But I really like it just because of the kind of relative stability or safety it provides to a portfolio. Obviously, safety is a super dangerous word to use when talking about crypto investing, but kind of relative safety or stability compared to a lot of the vaporware coins or projects out there, which have great potential but don't really have too many great use cases right now, or really any product around it that's real tangible to retail. And Batter or Brave is really the only project that has reached that kind of real actual scale and mass adoption outside of just crypto people. The Brave browser, which is powered by the BAT token, currently has over 40 million users. And just less than 2 years ago, it only had around 5 to 6 million users. So the growth has been pretty incredible of the only privacy first browser. That's its main focus. It strips out all ads, and the only kind of ads you see are ads that are powered by the BAT token. But yeah, it's really starting to take away a decent sized chunk of the bigger players and their market share, like the Chromes and the Safaris and the Firefoxes of the world. And funnily enough, if you don't know the backstory behind Brave and how it all got started, Brandon Ike, who was the inventor of JavaScript, he famously did a rush job and created JavaScript, which was what the internet used for like 15 years. He did, I think he created it in like 12 hours, and just a brilliant programmer. He also created and invented Firefox and Mozilla, and ran Mozilla and Firefox for a very long time. And at least the story he tells is that he left Firefox because he didn't he's a big privacy advocate, didn't like how Firefox collected user data and sold it, to other exchanges or what have you, and wanted to get out of that whole Google ecosystem of spying on users, et cetera, et cetera. The real backstory was he got kicked out of Firefox because he's a big advocate against same-sex marriages, and came out when California had their big same-sex marriage situation. He came out on the side that is not very cool to come out on, in Silicon Valley, and in my opinion, not cool to come out on exactly, or anywhere. But yeah, that was kind of the real reason he got kicked out of Firefox, because he didn't want same-sex marriages to happen in California, and they didn't like that. So he then created Brave. But yeah, a little bit of a checkered history with their founder. But in terms of like big brain, teams and guys behind it, he's certainly like one of the biggest brains out there in terms of creating products that have mass adoption, like a JavaScript, like a Firefox. So, say what you will about his ideas on same-sex marriage and stuff, but he is someone you can get behind, at least on the programming side of things, and just the big brain, giga brain type founder and CEO. But yeah, the basic attention token kind of went on a rant there on Brandon Ike, but yeah, the partnerships they made recently with Solana are just super bullish for the project, and also the introduction of the Brave wallet, that was just introduced and is baked right into the desktop version of Brave, that will be completely EVM compatible, Polygon compatible, Avalanche compatible, and they're really focusing on Sol or Solana because of the speed and low cost of transactions, because you just have hundreds and thousands of publishers that use Brave to monetize their content. And then you also have millions of users who have Brave tokens in their little wallets on their desktop or mobile browsers that they haven't been able to unload into an exchange or what have you. Or it's been difficult for them to do that in the past because of Ethereum fees, especially for lower amounts of Brave. But yeah, I think that introduction of Sol will help really or make that ecosystem flourish now that there is a real way for these publishers to actually monetize their content through Brave, as opposed to just having a wallet that's just sitting there with a ton of bat and not really able to do anything with it. But yeah, the introduction recently of DeFi into Brave too, some of the partnerships they're making there, and the NFT work they're doing with their marketplace, it's getting bigger and bigger. Every day, I think is super bullish. And this is another one that Barry Silbert is behind. The Digital Currency Trust is, they bought into Brave. I think it was 7 months ago, and that's when their previous all-time high of $1.65 was hit. But yeah, I mean, as we've seen with the mana pump recently, Barry Silbert is someone you definitely don't want to be fading, especially at this time in this market cycle. And Brave's another one that's on almost every kind of retail exchange and wallet. It's in FTX, so you don't want to fade Sam Bankman-Fried at FTX. You don't want to fade Barry Silbert. It's even on BlockFi for people to earn interest in and or APY on. So you don't want to be fading anything that's on BlockFi either. But yeah, there's only ever going to be 1.5 billion Brave tokens, so there could be a real supply crunch if the growth continues like it is, and also if more and more publishers adopt it. So yeah, I'm very bullish on it. It's only on coin market cap. Yeah, it's number 81. I think it certainly can get back up to its all-time high. Obviously not financial advice, but at 109 right now, where you're seeing a lot of these really pump hard now, and Brave is keeping kind of relatively stable at this kind of $1 to 120 to 90 cent range. I think you can see a real big pop, kind of similar to what we saw with Mana recently, where Mana was one of those two that's another Barry Silver type deal, where it's just a great product, does have some adoption, or a good amount of adoption, but just kind of trades like a stable coin for the longest time. And then all of a sudden it really gets some steam and just blows the doors off everybody. And everyone realizes, like, why was I not just buying Mana this entire time? But anyway, basic attention token, big fan of the project, big fan of the token here. And yeah, I think it can certainly get back to its all-time high, potentially even higher into the rest of the cycle, especially at just a $1.6 billion market cap. But yeah, that's the coin of the day here, basic attention token, the one we're looking at. Let me know your thoughts on Brave, the Brave browser, the BAT token, where you think your price predictions are going. And yeah, leave a comment down below of any other coins or projects that you guys are taking a look at that you'd like us to cover. And yeah, like and subscribe if you could. And if you're watching on or listening on Spotify or iTunes on the podcast side, if you could leave us a positive review, that would be great. And yeah, if you want to check out BlockFi and earn that APY on your BAT token, use that link down below. If you use that link, you get up to $250 worth of free Bitcoin when you sign up. And if you use the link for the credit card, you get 3% in cash, or not cash back, but Bitcoin back for your first I think 6 months. And then after that, it's 1.5%. But yeah, if you use that link, you get the card faster. You get 3% for I think 6 months. But yeah, it's just another way to easily kind of dollar cost average into Bitcoin by using that credit card, and instead of getting travel miles or whatever that you never use. But anyway, this went way too long. We try to keep them under 5 minutes, but yeah, blabbed on there about basic attention token, and I'm going to hit the stop record button and let you guys get on with the rest of your weekend. All right, bye bye.